the plasma or the charged particles on the surface. Then there is another instrument called chaste. It will be measuring the thermal, means heat signatures on the surface near the polar region. Then there is an instrument called ILSA. You can keep watching the instruments here in the image as well. This is ILSA. That will be measuring the seismic activities. Like on Earth also we have earthquakes, there are moonquakes. So it will be measuring those kind of seismic activities there. There is LRA, which is a passive experiment. It will be measuring all the dynamics of the moon system. Then another component is the rover. The rover is Pragyan. So some hardware and software changes have been done in the rover as well. Okay, so a lot of improvements, a lot of new things, and the landing, as I said, is going to happen around 6 p.m. So we wish ISRO all the best, and I hope you have heard me throughout the session, and it's time for a Kahoot quiz. So let's get ready for the Kahoot quiz, everyone, so that we can get started. I'm going to generate the game pin and I will share in a while. Those who don't know how to join in Kahoot, I will just tell you. Just give us a moment. I'll request my team to just type in the website on the chat so that they are aware how to log in, and I'll be showing it in a while as well.
बहुत करवा दो अवश्य
क्यों? On board, the lander itself has the Chandra Surface Thermophysical Experiment, which will measure thermal conductivity and temperatures on the lunar surface. It also has an instrument for lunar seismic activity, so we're going to study what the seismic activity is around the lunar surface with the plates of the moon. It also has the Langmuir probe, which will study for plasma density and variations at the lunar site, or lunar lander site. Then we have the rover. The rover has an alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, which will derive the chemical compositions and infer mineralogical compositions of the surface. So it's going to actually kind of like shoot rays into the soil of the moon and study that. It also has a laser-induced breakdown spectrometer, which will determine the elemental compositions from G, L, Si, K, Ca, Ti, and Fe on the lunar soil and rocks around that lunar site. And why this is so important, we are going to the South Pole, and this is where we have plans to build lunar bases with the Artemis program, and that's where we believe there is water and frozen ice, obviously being one of the biggest important things that we need to be able to go to the moon and to stay. Orphix, what are your thoughts on the multi-stage 40-day burn-up, burn-down trajectory as opposed to faster trajectories? Hey, it works. Obviously, like, to not do that longer time, you need a bigger rocket. But if you can do it with a smaller rocket and it takes longer, that means more people are going to be able to do it, and that's a really, really good thing. So definitely something there. Maniac, over 1 million people waiting on the ISRO's channel. That is so incredible. The world really is stopping to watch this. So if you haven't yet, take a moment, share out this stream, invite people to join us. We'd be glad to have them here. We're going to continue answering their questions. And there we have it, a live view inside the ISRO mission control room with raw telemetry of Chandrayaan-3. You're seeing this live at the same time I am, as we are now 26 minutes away from that landing burn of the Chandrayaan-3 lunar module. We are continuing the countdown to touchdown of Chandrayaan-3, looking at that live telemetry. We'll listen in to mission control. We will be patching that in and out as they will be presenting both in English and in Hindi for today's stream, but that is a live view inside the mission control room for Chandrayaan-3 as we await the automatic landing burn to be conducted. That burn now 25 minutes, 30 seconds away from now. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage that like button, helps us out. Let's see, can we get to 10,000 likes before that burn itself? It's free to hit the like button, but it really helps us out, so I appreciate your support in doing so. But that is a great live view. We'll continue to listen in and out of mission control as we await the landing burn. A little bit of a staticky audio. Hopefully we'll be able to get that sorted there. Saw a question come in the chat from here from saw a question coming in. Someone was asking what happened with Luna 25. Its engines burned too long. That is what happened. So instead of burning for 100% of the time required, it actually burned for 150%. So it slowed down faster. So ultimately, it intersected the moon earlier than it was supposed to. That's ultimately what happened. If you're just joining us, though, welcome here to the launch pad. We did have a live view inside the ISRO's telemetry tracking command center. This is back into mission control. That is what's happened. So instead of burning for 100%, so it burned 15%. So it slowed down.
Join my channel.
Did have a lot of you inside the ISRO's telemetry tracking command.
मैं मार तो ला जाएगा ना मैं पहुंच कर देंगे पहुंच जाओगे
These displays power descent start as well as the path that we are 18 minutes away from the commencement of power descent. India is at the brink of creating history as we all await with bated breath to witness the landing on Moon's south polar region.
And we're going to update our clocks there. We just had an update. We are now 18 minutes away from that burn. So we're running a couple of minutes early there. So we'll work to update that countdown clock. If you're just joining us, we're listening in to Mission Control as we count down to the automatic landing sequence burn being conducted by Chandrayaan-3. We are getting closer and closer to that burn time. So we're just going to update that clock now. Just under 18 minutes approximately away from that burn being conducted. We'll work to sync our clocks to the best of our ability. And looking through some live footage showing the history of India. Making sure that we cover everything that is happening today. If you are interested in collecting some kind of limited edition merch for today's mission, you can do so by heading on over to the launchpad.store. We have our ISRO, and Chandrayaan-3 launch gear and space gear that you can get. Use promo code MOON3. You do get 10% off your order, and global shipping is available, so definitely take a moment and consider checking that out. Some of those items are going to be limited edition, so consider doing that. But something that you can do for free if you are interested is we are now accepting names to be part of our first mission to the moon. Yes, here at the launch pad, we are sending our own payload to the lunar surface. We're excited to be sharing more details over the coming weeks about the rocket and payload it will be on board with. But you can send your name for free. So if you head over to our website, tlpnetwork.com/the-next-one, you can send your name and your family names for free, and you have an option. You can upgrade your payload to send a photo or video aboard our payload as well as part of our digital capsule. So definitely check both of those opportunities out. Something super exciting. Send your name for free and consider picking up actual launch gear for today. We are now under 15 minutes away from that landing burn. Samrat says all the shirts on your website are really nice. We appreciate your support there. We've tried to keep the prices as absolutely low as possible, but we are working to keep those prices as low as possible. But unfortunately, just some of our manufacturing partners, that is pretty much as low as we can go right now. But we are offering as much promos as we can. Chandrayaan-3's mission control team is playing through some videos explaining the journey of Chandrayaan-3 to the lunar orbit that it is in now, as we are now just over 35 minutes away from the landing attempt here.
The plan of following the incremental trajectory approach carried a total of 5 earthbound maneuvers. The fifth apogee raising maneuver, which took place on the 25th of July, placed the spacecraft in an orbit of 250 by 1,27,000 kilometers. At the early hours of 1st August, the translunar injection was carried out, after which the composite module began the final leg of its long journey of nearly 3,84,000 kilometers for its rendezvous with the moon. The TLI was a key step in the mission, enabling the spacecraft to escape Earth's gravitational pull and travel to the moon. An orbit of 288 by 3,69,328 kilometers was achieved at the end of the translunar injection.
जी हाँ, ट्रांसलूनर इंजेक्शन किसी भी इंटरप्लेनेटरी मिशन के लिए बहुत ही आवश्यक परंतु कठिन ऑपरेशन होता है। इस सफल मैन्यूवर के बाद चंद्रयान 3 पृथ्वी से दूर निकलकर चंद्रमा के प्रभाव क्षेत्र में एक हाइपरबोलिक ट्रैजेक्टरी
So they're showing you there the journey. Chandrayaan-3 was in lunar orbit. It had, once it arrived, it did that higher orbit and then conducted some burns, lowering its altitude, its paraloon and apoloon, as it prepared for its journey here. That is when the rover then separated from the propulsion stage, and we are now 12 minutes away from that lunar lander firing its engines, committing itself to a lunar landing attempt 34 minutes from now.
अन्यथा वह चंद्रमा के प्रभाव क्षेत्र से
38%
बाहर
रहेगी।
निकल जाएगा। LOI के सफलतापूर्वक परिचालन के बाद चंद्रयान 3 की कक्षा को 4 बार और परिवर्तित किया गया। इस दौरान चंद्रमा की ऊंचाई घटाकर 160 किलोमीटर कर दिया गया। इस पूरी प्रक्रिया में प्रपल्सन मॉड्यूल का लगभग 755 किलोग्राम
ये चलो वो 19 मिनट रहेगा लास्ट का
के वेग मान को लगभग 850 मीटर प्रति सेकंड लैंडर मॉड्यूल को लगभग 150 किलोमीटर के सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट में स्थापित करने के बाद 17 अगस्त 2023 को प्रपल्सन मॉड्यूल से अलग कर दिया गया। पुनः लैंडर मॉड्यूल के ऑर्बिट को 2 मैन्यूवर्स के द्वारा 150 किलोमीटर के सर्कुलर ऑर्बिट से घटाकर 25 गुणे 130 किलोमीटर के एलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट में स्थापित कर दिया गया। इस दौरान यह भी सुनिश्चित कर दिया गया कि 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटल थ्रस्टर्स पावर डिसेंट के समय किसी भी चुनौती का सामना कर सकें। लैंडर मॉड्यूल इस ऑर्बिट में 4 दिन तक चंद्रमा की परिक्रमा करता रहा ताकि ये सभी सब सिस्टम को पावर डिसेंट से पहले कार्यात्मक रूप से वेरीफाई और वैलिडेट किया जा सके। इस दौरान चंद्रयान 2 और लैंडर मॉड्यूल की आपस में बातचीत भी हो चुकी है और संक्षेप में अब तक की यात्रा की बात करें तो लैंडर मॉड्यूल अब तक 21 बार पृथ्वी के और लगभग 120 बार चंद्रमा का चक्कर लगा चुका है और इस पूरी यात्रा में लगभग 55 लाख किलोमीटर की यात्रा भी पूरी कर चुका है। अब तक के पूरे अभियान में यह भी सुनिश्चित किया गया कि सारे ऑर्बिट मैन्यूअर्स इस प्रकार किए जाएं कि लैंडिंग साइट।
Open your Angel One account in 3 quick and easy steps. Enter your mobile number and verify using OTP. Enter your registered email ID for KYC verification. You are almost there.
The desired landing site at the start of powered descent. We are also happy to announce that live images from the Chandrayaan-3 lander imager camera is being received continuously. The demonstration of soft landing on the moon's surface is no ordinary feat due to the innumerable challenges and complexities involved. The lander velocity has to be killed from nearly 6,048 kilometers per hour without any aid from the thin and tenuous moon's atmosphere. The lunar dust at the time of landing and the craters and boulders scattered over the moon's surface make it further complicated to achieve this. The new and improved Chandrayaan-3 design has been built after envisaging all the scenarios which the lander module can encounter. With several software improvements, provision for full-level redundancies, a plethora of special tests, namely the integrated hot test, integrated cold test, and lander let-down tests were carried out for the lander module. The success of these tests has provided great confidence in the performance of all the onboard sensors, propulsion system, and associated guidance, control, and navigation algorithms. The key findings future tests have been able to improve the overall system performance. The largely unexplored south pole of the moon has been chosen as the intended landing site. On the configuration of Chandrayaan-3 mission.
And if you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. We are now just under 8 minutes away from the landing burn. They're playing a video here explaining how the touchdown will go. We are now less than 30 minutes away from the landing of Chandrayaan-3. We're continuing to count down now those final minutes of Chandrayaan-3 being into lunar orbit. If you haven't yet, take a moment, share out the stream, invite people to join us. This is a world event, as you can see here, as they prepare to land Chandrayaan-3 on the lunar surface. It's going to be an incredible day of history here today, and we're glad to have you joining us here. If you haven't yet, engage that subscribe button, because here at the Launchpad, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow, because we believe that space is better together. We're glad to have you joining us all here as we count down those final minutes. They're showing here how during that descent phase, it will use all of its different cameras to track where it is landing, looking at all of the images that is taken, those images that we saw the last few days, confirming its location and where it actually does want to land. We are now under 7 minutes from that landing burn, just over 28 minutes from touchdown. If you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging us at the launch pad, and we will work on answering those live to the best of our ability throughout the remainder of this, waiting for confirmation of a successful landing burn just over 6 minutes time from now. Ishan asking a really great question. Why so much time for the rover to come out after landing from the ramp opening? Just not to rush anything. Once they land, they want to confirm things, and then they will go through checkouts, and then there is a process for when ultimately they do want to separate. So that is just the process as we go. Now 6 minutes away from that burn being conducted with the lunar module. If you haven't yet, though, take a moment, engage that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us here. We're about to make history. Also, consider taking a moment and sending us a photo of where you are watching from, who you're watching with. Document this moment in history, where you are. We're going to put some of those out via social media throughout today's stream as well. Ryan, thank you so much for super chat. Thank you for this commentary. THP, that's a new one. I haven't seen that currency before, but really appreciate your support and what we do. All that goes back into getting us better equipment, better systems, be able to bring you guys the best possible coverage. And you guys are blowing this away. It's a big day for Chandrayaan-3, but this is crazy. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting everything that we do here at the Launchpad. This is only thanks to your guys' support that we get to do this. Aran's asking, what are my opinions on success? If the lander lands, even if the rover doesn't work, it is a success. If we have a lander that touches the surface and is in one piece, it is successful, and that is what we are counting down to now. Less than 5 minutes away from that burn being conducted. I don't even think I was this excited with Artemis 1's launch. This is a landing, so this is really amazing. We're so glad that you are joining us here and we're watching this together. Make sure you're sending those photos of who you're watching with and showing your screen. I know we've got a bunch of schools watching. I hope there is lots of energy and you guys are just as excited where you are watching. This is a huge moment for India and for the world. So we wait. Deep, how is this going to change the world if successful? It means we have another nation that can land on the moon. That's what this means. It means we can land on the South Pole. It means we are preparing to go to the South Pole, which is where we believe we're going to build a base. So some big milestones. Let's listen back into Mission Control now, less than 4 minutes away from that burn. I'll continue to bring updates as I can.
The entire powered descent shall be carried out by the onboard autonomous landing sequencer or ALS, which is a series of instructions preloaded to the lander module. These instructions include the commands to be executed, data to be collected and analyzed, and decisions to be made and executed autonomously throughout the powered descent.
As always here at the Launchpad, let's see that go, no go in the chat for that landing burn. This is where we are waiting for Chandrayaan-3 to commit to a lunar landing. We're approximately 3 minutes away from that being conducted. Let's watch and wait. We wait for that confirmation of burn startup.
लगभग 11.5 मिनट लगेगा और समानांतर में 1680 मीटर सेकंड से घटाकर 358 मीटर हो जाएगा.
We have continuous flow of lander telemetry data from ISRO's space network IDSN-32 located in Belalu, Bengaluru. The data is being acquired real time by station and is flown to the mission operation complex through our communication links. In addition to it, we also have support from ESA and DSN stations. There will be no ground intervention once the ALS takes charge. The preparation for today's event has started 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters for the autonomous landing sequence were carried out. The whole descent is divided into 4 phases: the rough braking phase, the attitude hold phase, fine braking phase, and the local navigation phase or the terminal descent phase.
44 पे स्टार्ट हो जाओगी. चल जब 3 मिनट बचे इसी मेन लैंडिंग.
जी हाँ, एटीट्यूड फोर्थ फेज पावर डिसेंट का दूसरा
4 मिनट बाद स्टार्ट हो जाओगी.
बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण फेज. इस 10 सेकंड के स्मॉल ड्यूरेशन के दौरान लैंडर के 2 महत्वपूर्ण सेंसर कारा और लासा लैंडर की ऊंचाई की गणना करेंगे. इसलिए पूरा होते ही लैंडर चंद्रमा की सतह से 6.8 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई
30 किलोमीटर से उतारा है जी इन्होंने.
30 किलोमीटर से उतारा है.
During the rough braking phase, the lander velocity shall be brought down from 1,680 meters per second to 358 meters per second. Altitude will be brought down from 30 kilometers to 7.4 kilometers at the end of rough braking.
We are now 60 seconds away from Chandrayaan-3 committing to a lunar landing. Teams doing final checks. We're listening in for confirmation of the burn.
We can see the scientists are analyzing the land.
हाईवे पर लागे ना तो शब्द और दिमाग काम करता है. और ए डाहो जरा
पॉज करवा दो.
Once they commit to this burn, Once they commit to this burn,
देख सकते हैं
there's no going back.
में बैठे सभी वैज्ञानिक ये जो भी डेटा देख रहे हैं वो स्पेस नेटवर्क आईडी 32 के द्वारा प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है। और अगर हम अब बात करें पावर डिसेंट चरण का जो कि फाइन ब्रेकिंग फेज होगा, इसमें लैंडिंग
यार सोच भी बहुत चाहिए रिकॉर्ड मार पूरा
ऊंचाई पर वर्टिकली होगा।
आज तो फ्लोर हो दिया
जो केरला सोच भी रिकॉर्ड जाना चाहिए पूरा मतलब कि टोटल कर 75 का आसपास हुआ
शून्य हो जाएगी।
The scientists here at his track are glued to their systems, analyzing all sorts of complex data.
We're waiting for
We are
confirmation.
very close to the power descent, to the start of the power descent phase.
अगर हम अब बात करें पावर चरण का जो कि लोकल नेविगेशन या टर्मिनल डिसेंट भी कहा जाता है, इस दौरान लैंडर के 2 इंजन बंद कर दिए जाएंगे और लैंडर के सेंसरों द्वारा इसकी हाइट और वेलोसिटी की गणना इनर्शियल नेविगेशन पर किया जाएगा।
This burn has to be conducted at an exact moment for the lander to be able to reach its targeted landing site. We're waiting for that confirmation that the burn has begun. Just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. We are moments away from the burn, committing Chandrayaan-3 to a lunar landing. We are looking at a live view inside the land mission control room, waiting for that confirmation. We've got the mission control nets.
आवाज छोड़ रहे जो कहते हैं आवाज फिर नहीं कोई जल्दी ले आओ
उत्सुकता के साथ
छोटा मोटा मार खाए नहीं करो तो मस्त
पावर डिसेंट
काय आवल काय जरूर
जस्ट कुछ ही पल
सच्चा होने से नहीं जुआ जुड़ गया थी बना जो रोटी पे खाए जो सेंटा बेटा जा कोई होता रोटी चला
पावर डिसेंट शुरू होने में लगभग बचा है और सारी डेटा आईडेशन 30 के द्वारा जो कि लगातार कनेक्शन में बना हुआ है प्रदान कर रहा है।
Dear viewers, the pivotal power descent has begun, and the lander module is propelling towards the moon's surface along the
And there we have it, confirmation. Landing burn has begun. Chandrayaan-3 committed to a lunar landing attempt. Let's listen into mission control. It has begun. We are now in the 19 minutes of terror, confirming whether we will have a successful landing here today. Let's listen back into mission control.
During this rough braking phase, the lander velocity shall be brought down from 1,680 meters per second to 358 meters per second. The altitude will be brought down from 30 kilometers to 7.4 kilometers at the end of rough braking. All this in the duration of 680 seconds or 11.5 minutes. Currently, the laser inertial reference and accelerometer package (LiRAP) is aiding in the navigation.
जी हाँ, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं लैंडर अब तक 191 किलोमीटर और अभी तक की वेलोसिटी लगभग 21 किलोमीटर बनी हुई
कंट्रोल कर रहा है
The lander module has traveled a distance of approximately 228 kilometers. The complete downrange that will be traveled during this phase shall be nearly 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, कुछ 745 किलोमीटर के इस रफ ट्रैकिंग फेज में आप देख सकते हैं कि हम लोग लगभग अपनी यात्रा कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं।
There are live looks at live telemetry confirming the burn is underway.
और यही शुरुआत हम कह सकते हैं कि बहुत ही सटीक और सटीक की है, जिसमें लैंडर अपने वेगमान को अनुमानित तरीके से घटा रहा है।
The altitude of the lander module will reduce from 7.4 kilometers to 6.8 kilometers. During the next phase, which is going to be the attitude hold phase. We can currently see that the altitude of the lander module is nearly 31 kilometers.
अभी डाउन ये रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज की शुरुआत बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से हुई है।
You can see on your screen there, it is about to begin that curvature. It is slowing down and it is about to begin its descent. Things are progressing nominally in this burn. We continue to listen into mission control, but they are now committed to a landing attempt. Current altitude, Chandrayaan-3, 31 kilometers. As it begins to make its descent down to the lunar surface.
All see the seriousness and the concentration with which each and every parameter of the lander module is being analyzed. The performance so far seems to be nominal.
You're seeing live pictures on the right side of your screen. Those are live images from the lander module as it conducts its burn. The moon coming closer and closer, now at an altitude of about 31 kilometers.
During the entire descent, there is no ground intervention as the ALS has taken charge. The preparation for today's event had started nearly 48 hours before, wherein various pre-selections and uplinking of parameters were done.
We're now under 30 kilometers, slowing our speed.
The module has been brought down. It is continuously coming down. And the ALS had already been initiated 1 hour before the scheduled time of the power descent start. Following this, the throttleable engine electronics module, the TECM, was switched on and lander was oriented to the favorable attitude.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर मॉड्यूल जिसकी शुरुआत 1680 मीटर पर सेकंड लगभग 1150 मीटर पर सेकंड हो चुकी है, जो कि एक बहुत ही मैजेस्टिक शुरुआत कही जा सकती है इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के लिए। यहाँ पे मैं आपको ये भी बताते चलूं कि आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर मॉड्यूल का आल्टीट्यूड धीरे-धीरे अब कम होता हुआ दिख रहा है और जो कि एक्सपेक्टेड भी है। अभी हम बात करें करंट आल्टीट्यूड की तो जो कि 28.6 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
आप स्क्रीन पर ये भी देख सकते हैं Chandrayaan-3 lander imager display. The lander imager is continuously taking photographs of the moon's surface, and that is also being streamed here. Currently, the horizontal velocity has been brought down, and the distance traveled is 574 kilometers. The current altitude is 27 kilometers, as can be seen on the screen.
करीब अपने आधे सफर को पूरा करते हुए इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज में लैंडर बहुत ही आगे की तरफ बढ़ते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई को घटा रहा है। अगर आप बात करें तो लैंडर की ऊंचाई चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 27।
And that descent now underway. You can see that curve beginning as the module descends, now passing 26.5 kilometers in altitude and speeding up but slowing down as it prepares to land on the lunar surface.
10 seconds. The lander will be oriented such that both the altimeters will be looking exactly towards the moon's surface. At the end of this attitude hold phase, height measurement update to navigation system will be given from the laser and car band altimeters. Currently, we are in the middle of the rough braking phase.
जी हाँ, अगर हम ध्यान से देखें तो लगभग 8 मिनट की यात्रा के बाद लैंडर अपनी हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम करते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई अभी की ऊंचाई के समय 24 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है। अब तक के आंकड़े को देखते हुए हम कह सकते हैं कि लैंडिंग पूरी तरह से नॉमिनल है। यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी लगातार कम होती हुई दिख रही है।
If you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. Chandrayaan-3 now passing through 21 kilometers in altitude, traveling 59 meters a second and increasing in speed. But that horizontal velocity you can see slowing now under 800 meters a second. Horizontally, some incredible live views from the lander module as we are now 8 minutes into the landing burn. Or the descent start. They are now in that rough braking. That burn should be completing here shortly, and then we are now about 11 minutes away from touchdown.
Pace is 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी लगभग 720 मीटर प्रति सेकंड हो गई है। लगभग हम ये कह सकते हैं कि 900 मीटर प्रति सेकंड वेलोसिटी को कम किया जा चुका है। At the same time, we can see the altitude of the lander is just 17.8 kilometer from the moon surface, which is going to be around 7.4 at the end of the rough braking phase.
इस फेज के बाद हम जाएंगे towards the attitude hold phase, where we will be expecting sensor update from the laser and car band altimeters. We can see the visualization of the lander module moving towards the moon's surface. The current altitude is nearly 15.2 kilometers and the distance traveled is 754 kilometers. We can also see the image that the lander imager camera has been providing.
जी हाँ, इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के दौरान 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटल इंजन अपने कार्य को पूरी तरह से अंजाम दे रहे हैं और लैंडर के हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम कर रहे हैं। अब तक लैंडर लगभग अपने 75 से 80% की यात्रा को पूरा कर चुका है।
After the rough braking and the attitude hold phase, we shall be having the fine braking phase, which will continue for nearly 3 minutes. The whole phase is being driven by the autonomous landing sequencer and there is no intervention from ground.
जी हाँ आरुषि, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकती हैं कि जो करंट आल्टीट्यूड है चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 10 किलोमीटर के आसपास है। जी हाँ, हम अपने जी हाँ, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हम सभी का उत्साहवर्धन करने के लिए दक्षिणी अफ्रीका के जोहानसबर्ग से जुड़ गए हैं।
Yes, we are privileged to have with us Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has joined us from South Africa's Johannesburg to encourage us.
जी हाँ, आप ये देख सकते हैं एल्टीट्यूड होल्ड फेज भी बहुत ही आसानी से लैंडर फेज ने पार कर लिया है और अब फाइन ब्रेकिंग की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। अभी हम ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 5.6 किलोमीटर है, जो कि इस फेज के उपरांत लगभग 800 मीटर हो जाएगी।
And there we have confirmation. They have switched from rough braking to fine braking. We are now in the final phase of this landing burn.
And we are currently in the midst of the fine braking phase, which is going to continue for 3 minutes. And the altitude is going to be to nearly 800 meters at the end of this phase.
जी हाँ, जैसा कि आरुषि जी ने बताया कि लगभग 3 मिनट के उपरांत लैंडर की हाइट लगभग 800 मीटर वर्टिकली होगी और यहाँ पे लैंडर की हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी, वर्टिकल वेलोसिटी, इवन डाउन रेंज भी लगभग
We are now just 3 kilometers from the surface.
We can see the visual of the lander module, and we can see that the downrange traveled is nearly 831 kilometers.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई अब चंद्रमा की सतह से लगभग 3 किलोमीटर से कम हो चुकी है।
2.5 kilometers.
We are very close to the moon's surface, nearly 6 kilometers, as we can see.
And as we're in that final descent, we're removing those clocks and we are going to be watching as we 40 days ago, 3 hours, 23 minutes, 15 seconds ago launch, and we are now on the verge of landing. Let's listen to the Prime Minister.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 1 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
We are nearing the
We are
final
less
phase
than
of our
1 kilometer from the surface. Traveling now less than 5 meters a second horizontal, the lander now beginning to pitch vertically, finalizing its landing. This is it, the final minutes.
तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से सुन सकते हैं कि हम लोगों ने तीसरे चरण को भी बहुत ही सफलतापूर्वक हासिल कर लिया है और अभी हम वर्टिकल डिसेंट फेज में आ चुके हैं, जिसकी शुरुआत भी।
And there we have confirmation that they are now in a hover at 800 meters. The landing burn has been completed. The final descent is now underway. Chandrayaan-3 is now using local navigation, confirming its landing target.
We are at the vertical descent phase 1.
Here we go.
The altitude is being brought down from 800 meters, and we are nearing and approaching the lunar surface.
जी, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर का हाइट लगातार कम होता जा रहा है। इस समय हम लैंडिंग साइट के जस्ट ऊपर हैं और इस समय इसकी ऊंचाई लगभग 600 मीटर के आसपास है। इस फेज के दौरान लगभग 150 मीटर के ऊंचाई पे पहुंचने के बाद लैंडर अगेन।
We are now coming up to 500 meters from the lunar surface, descending about almost 9 meters a second, 450 meters to the surface.
As well as the vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced, and the lander module has begun its descent towards the landing site.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं ये जो पथ निर्धारित किया गया है, लैंडर पूरी तरह से उसी को ही फॉलो कर रहा है। इस समय हम लगभग 200 मीटर की हाइट से भी कम आ चुके हैं। अब हमें देख सकते हैं कि हम लगभग 150 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं।
150 meters to the lunar surface. The Vikram lander now in final local navigation,
We are
descending.
approaching the vertical descent phase 2, which will have the lander module hovering at nearly 150 meters above the lunar surface.
जी हाँ, आप इस तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट को सुन सकते हैं, जो कि सेकेंड हायोरिक फेज के कंप्लीट होने के बाद इन सारे वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा की जा रही है। जी हाँ, आप अगर फिर से ध्यान से देखें तो altitude
You can see that the lander is now retargeting, and it has begun its descent 130 meters to the lunar surface.
The sensors that
120 meters.
are providing confirmation of the safety of the landing site.
as expected, the radar
We should be about 100 meters from the lunar surface.
nature for the lander.
75 meters.
कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 65 मीटर के आसपास बची हुई है।
Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे
60 meters to the lunar surface.
मान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं।
We can see the Honorable Prime Minister
30 meters, 25 meters, 23, 22, 20, 19. Stand by for confirmation of landing.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
people are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा की सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए
Chandrayaan-3 is officially on the lunar surface. Congratulations to India. The entire team was listening.
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, नमस्कार सर। वी हैव अचीव्ड soft landing on the moon. India is on the moon. Sir, I request our Honorable Prime Minister to address us and bless us. Thank you, sir.
मेरे प्यारे परिवारजनों, जब हम अपनी आंखों के सामने ऐसा इतिहास बनते हुए देखते हैं तो जीवन धन्य हो जाता है। ऐसी ऐतिहासिक घटनाएं राष्ट्र जीवन की चिरंजीव चेतना बन जाती है। ये पल अविस्मरणीय है। ये क्षण अभूतपूर्व है। ये क्षण
राव जी का है ना।
विकसित